I want to get out of my head and I want to do some fun stuff. I've been doing a lot of cozy gaming. I managed to download a ton of demos off Steam, and I was playing through a lot of those, and then I finally started Cozy Caravan. This is essentially, well, aside from being the best cozy game that I've ever played and one of my favorite games of all time, this is about you who are playing this like woodland creature going around on your caravan with your family member and helping different little like villages of people prepare for the Whiz Bang Fair by doing little tasks for them. You can decorate your caravan, you can do all the things, and I finished it, sadly, and I'm debating playing it again. Like, I finished it on my PC, then I got it on my iPad, I was playing it on my iPad, then I finished the PC one, and then I thought about replaying it on my PC and still playing it on my iPad. That's how much I'm just like obsessed with it. It's so good. It's genuinely cozy. It's pretty low stress. Like, there are quests that you can do. None of them are super urgent, so you can do them as they come. And then there's little tasks that you do within the town to grow your relationship with the town people. So like, you'll go to one village and one farmer needs you to help them pick corn, and so you'll pick corn and then they will give you corn as like a payment, and then you use that corn to build a dish that you then give to someone else, or you sell at the market or things like that. So it's like this just so incredibly well designed game that I am completely obsessed with and I can't stop thinking about, and I'm so sad that I finished it. Genuinely, every single day I think about, I'm so sad that I finished that game. Like, that's how much I loved it. And then I've also been playing Sims. I started a new Sims family, and then I've also been watching tons and tons of anime. Nothing to write home about except Witch Hat Atelier. I started this, it came out after I had stopped filming, and I wish that I had been filming when I watched it because genuinely it's incredible. It opens with Coco, who is a young girl. She's always been obsessed with magic. She's always wanted to be a witch, and she ends up performing a spell that encapsulates her mother in ice, and this guy named Kefri, who is another witch, brings her on as an apprentice if she will help him figure out how she did that magic, because it's illegal to do, it's like dark magic, it's illegal to do magic that influences other people or like affects other people in that way. All of the books and everything have been burned or destroyed on that type of magic, and so he needs that type of magic for a reason that we don't really know about, and so he wants her help. He has 3 other apprentices, and I'm so deep in the fandom on Tumblr, like my entire Tumblr is just taken over by this anime. It's so good. I don't really want to talk about anything that I've been reading because nothing is really sticking out to me except the Peyton Corinne romances. I read the second one recently and was freaking obsessed with it. But right now, I am currently reading Fury Bound, and I am 69% of the way through it. This is the second book to Dire Bound, I think was the first one, and I really liked the first one. It's basically about a woman whose sister gets kidnapped by this rogue group of vampires that they think are taking children in their country, and she joins this kind of elite group of police or military that get bound to dire wolves if they can survive these sets of trials. She goes through trials, she succeeds. I loved the first one. I thought it was so fun. I loved the romance. I had some minor complaints about one of like, it's like a love triangle situation going on in the first one, and one of the legs of the love triangle I detested, and there was a lot of that side in the first one. But overall, I thought it was a ton of fun. It was like surprisingly gruesome, and I really liked it. Now, going into the second one, I was very excited, and my expectations might have been a little bit high. Unfortunately, my expectations are not being met. That being said, it's not necessarily a bad book, but all of the reasons that I loved the first one for standing out in the romantasy genre, this second book is like falling into all of those pitfalls that I see in the romantasy genre, which is very unfortunate. But I do want to finish it. I'm 400 pages in, and it is 600 pages exactly, so I would like to finish it today. I need some time to just escape into some books, and that's what I have been desperate to do. So I think that's what I plan to do for the rest of the day. At some point, I'm probably going to play some Sims. I also started the newest season of Love Island, and I will share all of my thoughts of that whenever I watch some more. I just got through the first episode, but for now, I'm going to get into reading, and hopefully this ending last percentage bumps this from like a 3 to a 4 star, but we'll see. Okay, so amongst other things, I did finish Fury Bound, but first I wanted to talk about this.
You're going to design a life for someone to have as little meaning in it as possible.
Yeah.
What would that consist of?
It would start by
where this pissant motherfucker had the audacity to come on someone's podcast. Now, I don't know who this creator is. I don't know what kind of content this person puts out. But presumably they made it into the short. So this person can't say that it was clipped out of context or the person changes their mind, because you can see that it's posted by the original creator. It has his profile picture and everything. So clearly he agrees with what this person said. And it's like the core of what this person said. So this pissant motherfucker had the audacity to come on here and shit on the way that people live and tell them that their life is meaningless. I think 99.9% of the people living in the US, but in the world today, can agree that they do at least 2 of the things on this list that he says makes your life meaningless. And the fact that he has the audacity to peddle his ideals of what a meaningful life is, and if you live this way that he says is meaningless, your life means nothing, is so outrageous. It's so angering. And I can imagine someone who's in a much worse place than me coming across this, seeing themselves in this video and saying, my life is meaningless. I have no meaning. This means no, like, I mean nothing to anybody. That messaging is absolutely horrendous. Not only do we continue to live in unprecedented times where the world is actually burning and our government is working against its people, and majority of Americans can't afford food. There are places that you can't even afford a place to live on 2 people's income. Aside from all of that, who are you to say how someone gets through their life and what their life looks like just based on arbitrary things, arbitrary metrics that you think everybody should achieve? I take care of animals. To 8 animals, I am their entire life. Now tell them that I'm meaningless. Take me away, take my life away, and see how they feel. See if I really am as meaningless as you say. I have people that love me. You have people that love me. You have animals that love you. And even if I had none of those things, even if I had no animals, I had nobody, no loved ones, no nothing, just the fact that I am alive, just the fact that I am breathing means that I have meaning. Pull out some stupid points that every single person will have done at some point in their lives, just so you can probably sell us a stupid ass course in 6 months, is so degrading to human intelligence. I would never want someone to come across a piece of my media and make them feel like their life is meaningless or less than because of something that they see in one of my videos. And the fact that this content is out there just so they can sell books and sell courses and get you to watch their podcast is despicable to me. And I just want to say from the bottom of my fucking heart that you do not have a meaningless life. You could get up every day and you could have a remote job where you don't talk to anybody, but maybe you take a customer service call and someone is having a really shitty day on the other side of that phone, and just the fact that they heard your voice and you were nice to them, maybe that turned their day around. Or you opened a door for someone, or you drove past them and they saw you dancing in your car and you didn't interact with them at all, but just the act of them seeing you dance in your car brightened their day. Just to be reminded that other humans are out there enjoying their lives when it feels like there is nothing to enjoy in life right now, that has meaning. The act of connecting to other people has meaning. So never let some stupid ass motherfucker on the internet, on Shorts, with a fucking podcast, who thinks because they have some money to buy a microphone that they can put other people down. Never ever let people like this have your brain space, please. I really hope that that doesn't ever hit you in a low spot. It never hits you when you're sad, and it never makes you feel some type of way, because you have meaning just in existing, and you should never have to justify your life to anyone. You should never have to justify your life based on how you're living. Never, 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 never. So that is my rant. That's my soapbox. I'm so angry that I don't want to talk about Fury Bound, because it's just affecting every aspect of my day. I initially watched it and I was like, I need to say something about this. And then I deleted it because I'm like, I'm not even going to give this any brain space. But the longer I thought about it, the longer I sat on it, I was like, if anybody comes across this video, I hope that they see that as the bullshit that it is, and they don't get trapped into whatever self-help, money-hungry, elitist bullshit they're trying to peddle. So I'm going to go try to calm down, and we're going to come back when I feel ready to talk about some lighter, more fun stuff. Okay, let's talk about Fury Bound. So, as I mentioned in my initial clip, I really loved the first one. I thought it was super fun. I loved the trial aspect. It was gruesome. It was gory. Tons of fun. Going into the second one, I was excited to see how the author took the story. And unfortunately, they took it in a way that is very, very, very typical for romantasy books, in a way that I don't like. Characters were an absolute mess. Starting with Stark, who is the hero. He's in maybe 6 or 7% of the first one, but we know that he's supposed to be her love interest. They have this delightful, this beautiful tension between the two of them. They really don't like each other. They piss each other off, but they're sort of forced together because of this bond that their two direwolves have. Going into the second one, we get that for maybe 20 to 30% of this tension of them having to work together and all of that stuff. And then suddenly there's this shift, and they just start fucking, and they're in love, and they're like mates, and they're gonna do anything for each other that they possibly could, which is so frustrating, because I felt like we were building this amazing slow burn, and he basically just turned into this catalyst for her to make these stupid ass decisions. He would push her, his character would like push her to do things that were just stupid, and she herself was not the most, like, the best written character. In the first one, she was making, you know, dumb mistakes that were frustrating to read, but it still felt like, okay, she's new to this world, she doesn't know a lot of what's going on, so like it makes sense. In this one, she has much bigger responsibilities than she did in the first one, and she's just making the worst decisions. Like, she's just shirking responsibilities, she's not considering the impact that her decisions have on other people, she's doing things to get away from what she's supposed to be doing. Brings me to the plot, because the plot is all over the place. It's very fast-paced. We never get a moment to breathe and sit with our characters and have them think about their feelings and emotions and how these things are impacting them. We just go from thing to thing, but the things together just don't make sense. It'll be like, oh, they read a thing in a book that says go do this, and then they heard a song that said go do this, or one person mentioned this one thing, they go do that, and it's not like cohesive. And the side characters equally just didn't make sense. The relationships between all of the side characters with the main character, and in particular this one character that's introduced in this book, Marin, the main character, has a like bad relationship with her at first. Like, she has a lot of jealousy and stuff like that, and then between one page and the next, she's literally like, I will die for this woman, I will jump into freezing cold waters even though I could die to save this woman, for like seemingly no reason. And the way that they defeat the big bad in this one was so frustrating to read, because it's like, recycle of things that were already done, like ways that he was beat in the past. They already did, like they copied the same method 3 times. Like, it was just so stupid and so underwhelming, and a completely different book than the first one. And I know that this was written by 2 different authors. I think Stark's point of view was written by someone else, and then Marin was written by someone else. And so obviously that's going to create a little bit of disjointed writing, but this book just felt completely different than the first one, and it was so frustrating because I felt like the first one was a fun subversion from this like Fourth Wing kind of situation that we have been getting in every romantasy since Fourth Wing became popular. I feel like it took the Fourth Wing formula and made it really fun, and I don't know. I'm very, very, very disappointed in this one. And the plot twist at the very end, the very last chapter, is so freaking stupid and stereotypical, and it introduced so much to the world and to these characters that just does not make sense. Like, it's suddenly all about gods, and there's just so many different romantasy series that I think does what this book is trying to do way better. And the thing that comes to mind for me is the Spark of the Everflame series. I had my gripes with the newest book in that series, but I think overall the relationship development, the plots, the plot twists, everything that this series is trying to accomplish, that series just does it significantly better, especially the romance and the pining and all of that. Like, this reluctant, fated protector kind of personality, just that series just does it way better. So massively disappointed. I don't know, it seems like it's going to be a trilogy, so I don't know if I'm eventually going to pick up the 3rd one, but I gave this 2 stars. Like, I was just not thrilled by it. At one point I was like 70% of the way through it and considering DNFing, which sucks. And so I finally just picked up the audiobook on Spotify, and my Spotify time ran out, so then I had to physically read it. It was just a mess. It was just a mess, and I'm not happy with it at all. So that being said, I am now reading a contemporary romance that is like giving 3-star energy. It's from a very popular author that a lot of people love, but I've not really had great success with. I might be almost 50% of the way through, and I don't really have any big feelings about it. That being said, I'm probably going to start a new anime. I want to start 8686, which I've heard is really, really good, but very emotional, so we'll see how that goes. And I'm probably going to watch a couple episodes of that. I might try to watch Love Island, might try to watch Vanderpump Rules. I don't know. We'll see where the day takes us. But for now, I'm going to try to watch 8686.
Advance immediately and take them out. Gotta say though, with that many
that was a Kaisa survivor that was just picked up from
limiting your opponent's options, and it is just going to be another development turn here. All the might with the Rengar hopeful and the pit.
Tomorrow, I guess. So see how it goes, but.
So I have my decaf coffee. I am fully decaf now, unfortunately. And I have had a little lay down after my hike, after work and after my hike. Had my lunch, all of that. I'm in a relatively good mood and I feel ready or willing to talk about where I've been, like a little bit of a mental health update. I stopped posting, it's been about 2 months now since I posted my last video. It's the longest break that I've taken from filming in 6 years. I started the very, very beginning of 2020. And I was feeling very creatively unfulfilled, and it wasn't necessarily anything wrong with my content, though I do think that I was falling into habit because of the thing that I want to talk about. It was just the way that I was perceiving myself, my channel, my impact, and some self-doubts that were in place that were just feeding into this cycle of disappointment and dread and sadness that was just really killing my creativity. Since I posted that last video, like I said, have been watching a ton of anime, playing a lot of video games, and kind of just enjoying my time and trying to figure out what my life looked like without this. And there was obviously a lot of grief. I don't think people talk about grief when it comes to like passions or creativity or things like that, where you lose something of yourself, like this hobby or this thing that you've done for a long time, what that loss can feel like. And to a certain extent, I lost all feelings of stability and routine that I didn't realize that my channel and posting and all of that was providing for me until I lost it. At the very beginning, I was super excited. I felt like all of my free time was opened up. There was no stress, nothing. And then as I started to realize what I was missing, that's when all of these feelings of grief popped up, but also this feeling like the purpose for why I created my channel and why I was making videos was still there. And it hadn't gone away, and I hadn't changed my mind, and there was no other outlet that I felt like that purpose could be fulfilled in. I started to kind of analyze where those feelings were coming from, why I took a step back, why I wasn't feeling creatively fulfilled. And a lot of that comes back to the core insecurities that I have about myself, and this long-standing belief that is either spurned by being overweight as a child or CPTSD or autism or what have you, but all of those things have come together to create this deep feeling within me that there is something wrong with me. And if only someone would tell me what that thing is, like I could fix it and I would be whatever everybody wants me to be. I've always felt like that. When I was a kid, I didn't have a ton of friends. I really struggled socially in a way that I was not really aware of when I was a kid. I never felt like I fit in, and I always felt like I was coming into relationships, and I still feel this way, at a massive disadvantage. Like someone gave everybody else this rule book at birth or when they started socializing that I just didn't get. And so I have felt massively, like a lot of shame and a lot of like something is wrong with me. When I enter a room or when I talk to somebody, they can just smell it on me. There was something wrong with me that everybody else could inherently see, feel, or understand. And when I walked into a room or when I talked to somebody, they just could sense it on me, and I could never find out what was wrong with me. And I just wished that someone along the way had been like, this is the thing that's wrong with you, so that I could fix it and be normal. That has become like a pervasive part of my identity that I have been working on for a while, honestly, but that keeps popping up again and again. And I think it played a huge part into my YouTube channel because I felt like anything that went wrong, a video didn't perform, people weren't subscribing, people were unsubscribing, a bad comment, anything like that, I felt like was because that there was something inherently wrong with me, and if I fixed myself in some way, then everything would be fine and I would get exactly what I wanted. And so every single time I would post a new video, and it didn't do what I thought it should do or I wanted it to do. I just got more and more disenfranchised with the whole thing. Also, part of that for sure for me is I have been really struggling with body image. I had a bit of a health scare. I have a lot of medical anxiety. I had a little bit of a health scare a couple of months ago. Not like a couple months ago, like, yeah, a couple months ago. Since then, I've been going on a little bit of a journey that I don't really want to discuss. Maybe sometime in the future I'll talk about it, but it feels like an intensely private thing that I just don't really want to talk about at the moment. But it's kind of consumed every waking thought. I have just completely changed my day-to-day, and it's become all-consuming in a way that's very overwhelming. Feeling of like there's something wrong with me then carries and has always carried over to my body, being perceived by others. I think it's all kind of a tangled up mess, was perpetuated by other people, family members, things that I just have never worked on, and things that I'm slowly unraveling and trying to work on. But it's kind of like once you notice that it's there, like you can't stop looking at it kind of thing. And so I felt like I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want people to look at me. I didn't want to have to look at myself while I was editing. I didn't want to like film B-roll because it just was a lot, and I'm trying to navigate this new life and also work on some things. So it's been a lot. It's been really weighing on me heavily mentally, and I've just been really exhausted physically. My periods have been really bad. My mental health has been really low. I'm tired all the time. And so it's just, there's a lot weighing on me. But I want to get back to that place where I feel like I'm creating a community. I don't know, I want to create a corner of the internet where everything is not so loud. Like, we talk about the important stuff, we share our lives together, but also like a place that you can go, that you can just like shut out everything else and you feel like a sense of peace and calm. And that's what I want from my videos as well. Like, I want to feel a sense of peace, calm, quiet, from my own videos, from the filming process, from the editing process, all that kind of stuff. Really get weighed down by the idea of contributing to this like digital landfill of mess, where I felt, again, that shame coming up of like, why would anybody care? Why would anybody want to watch? I'm just contributing to this noise, and I would really get down on myself. And I think the intention is to push out the noise and not be part of the noise. And I really hope that I can get to that place within myself. I hope that I can be that place for other people. And I hope that I can show you the humanity in others. You know, like, just seeing someone live their life can remind you that we're all human, we all live different lives, and you're not alone. And that's really why I have always done it and why I want to continue doing it. So that's where I have been. That being said, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I have barely started editing it, so I do think I'm going to end the video here. Next video, I want to do a little bit of a summer reset. We're going to talk about routines, current reads, all that kind of stuff, and some of my favorite reads that I have read recently, and all that jazz. So I would absolutely freaking love to talk down below about how you have been, what your recent reads are, what video game you've loved recently. I would just love to talk. I would love to talk with you guys. I'm very excited to be back. I'm very excited to talk to all of you guys. I have missed you so much, and I just want to talk. So comment down below whatever the heck you want to talk about, and we'll talk down there. Don't forget to subscribe if you are looking for more content like this from me. I will be posting much more in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next one.